Fun 107, good morning.
Hey, you guys. Jay Leno, how you doing?
Hey, Jay Leno. Good morning.
Hello, young people. What's going on?
So casual about it. Like, hey
my
there,
God.
hey there, radio
This
DJs. Here's your hero.
Hey there. Yes, exactly what I said. Yes, yeah, that's how innocent men go to prison. When it's a different interpretation, completely.
No, but like your little throwaway, like, oh, hey, it's Jay Leno.
No big deal. Nobody calls for him. He just calls himself.
Well, yeah, you call. Well, how else do you do? Well, that's the funny thing about show business, because the further you get up, the more mentally challenged people think you are. Like I'll go to a gig and people say, "How'd you get here?" I drove myself. He drove himself. Wow. Jay drove himself.
Oh my goodness!
To the studio.
And you're calling us like 5 minutes early too. We've been sitting here waiting.
I just literally said he's going to be like a half hour late, and then like boom, the phone rings. I'm like, what?
Crazy.
No, I'm never a half hour late.
This really is an honor for us. Thank you for calling in.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for having me on. Nice to be here. Well, I'm not here. I'm actually here in L.A., but we're talking on the phone.
You're talking to a Tewksbury boy here.
Are you from Tewksbury?
I am.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We probably grew up. I mean, probably no more than 5 or 10 miles away from each other.
I bet.
Yeah, I remember my family saying you guys were in the area, and we left. We moved. Came to California because they said it was going downhill, and the thing, that kind of deal.
Now, do you still own that childhood home of yours in Andover?
No, what it is I grew up over in Clark Road in Andover, and when my parents died, we sold the house, and I bought my brother a house around the corner, which I said. And then my brother passed away, but then I still own that house. Yeah, so I get back every now and then.
Oh, that's good.
So now, who lives in that house? Is it nobody lives in there?
My dopey friend from high school who lives there rent free.
What a good deal that is.
That's a
been there
great
for
deal.
like 18
Yeah.
years, but that'll change. Yeah.
What a good guy you are.
So what do you miss most about living in Massachusetts?
How funny it is. New Englanders, it's just a quirk. It's like when I lived in New England, I was the laziest person people know. When I came out here, suddenly I'm the hardest working person people know.
That's your reputation.
Yeah, well, this is what you get when you live in when you move from New England to L.A. and you go back to what do you got a gardener out there in California? Where you can't do your own gardening? Where you got a guy pulling weeds for you? Where you go to a gym where you work out where you don't get enough exercise working around the house? You got to go to some fancy gym. It's hilarious.
They keep you
funny.
grounded, right?
Yeah.
It really does, but it's a lot of fun. And the fun thing about being from New England is when I go back, not only is everything the same, my high school teachers are wearing the same suits they had.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Nothing really changed. Here in California, not only is the school gone where my wife went to school, the hill is gone. Every 10 years, L.A. goes through a witness protection program where houses get knocked down and they put new streets in, and nothing remains the same. So it's kind of fun to be from Massachusetts where you can find houses built in the 1700s and stuff.
Yeah.
You're still there.
The son of your 5th grade teacher actually listens to our show.
Oh, that's funny. Mr. Simon?
The son's name is Kurt, and his dad's name, I guess, is Earl Simon. So this is true.
That's right, yeah.
So
I still have Mr. Simon's report card. If Jay spent as much time studying, he's just trying to be a comedian, he would be a genius, that kind of hilarious.
So he wrote that as a comment on your report card?
Yeah, I still have that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So I guess
that's sort of the great thing about being from a small town. The teachers are career teachers. Like every teacher in L.A. is teaching for 2 years until they sell their screenplay. Whereas back in New England, Mr. Robichaud, who was my history teacher, he was in the same homeroom from I think about 1966 to 1996.
Yeah,
and with the same suit on, and I brought him out to California, and he goes, Jay, call me Dave. To call me Mr. Robichaud. No, I'm calling you Mr. Robichaud. And he comes to my house and he goes, Jay, give me a scotch and soda. I go, no, I'm not giving you a scotch and soda because you're the history teacher.
You're not supposed to drink.
It's the Rock and Fox Show on Fun 107. We're talking to Jay Leno, who's going to be at the Zeiterion Theatre on October 23rd. So when you come and visit us here in New Bedford, are you going to go stay up in Andover, or what do you do? Like, where will you stay?
I don't know yet. I'm not sure. Well, I've got a bunch of places to go to, so I'm somewhere before there. And then the next day, I think I'm doing the Tonight Show with Fallon.
Oh.
And then I got to do the Today Show and then a bunch of stuff. So I'm not sure where I'll stay, but I'll make sure everyone has the address so they can come to the
So speaking of the Tonight Show with Fallon, I've been working here at Fun 107 for 21 years, almost as long as you did the Tonight Show.
Right.
With 22 years, right?
Right.
If I wasn't on this show anymore, I'm really not sure how long it would be before I could listen to the morning show. Like,
Oh, no, I watched Jimmy the next night.
but how long was it? Did you watch first night or like?
Yes, of course.
You
Wow,
watched first
you
night.
did, yeah.
Well, why not?
So you passed the torch pretty comfortably.
Oh yeah, you know something. After a certain, when you're 40 years old and you're talking to the 26-year-old supermodel, it's sexy. When you're 66, you're the creepy old guy.
Oh, don't say that. You're not a creepy old guy.
Well, no, you know what I'm saying. I mean, at some point, I shouldn't have to know all of Jay-Z's music.
Right.
I mean, it just you reach the point where you go, okay, 22 years, that's pretty good. And I mean, the key to the Tonight Show is handing it over when it's number one.
Yeah.
I mean, when it was Broadway open house in the late 40s, early 50s, and then giving it to Jack Parr was number one. When Steve Allen gave it to Jack Parr was number one. When Parr gave it to Carson, it was number one. When Carson gave it to me, it was number one. When I turned it over to Jimmy, it was number one. So I mean, if you wait until the show runs itself into the ground and people are sick of the host, and then it's hard to revive the franchise.
I saw you on 60 Minutes talking about just that, like right at the end when you were leaving. And you were talking about the timing of the whole thing, and sure, they definitely could have got a few more years out of you, but they were probably worried about how long is Fallon going to stick around waiting for it.
Well, I'm sure there's some, that's probably true. I mean, at some point, look, I've been really lucky, and most people retire at 65. I left the show. Yeah, well, that's what I was when I left the show. So, I mean, that's normal. I mean, at some point, like I say, you move on, you do other things.
That's what I was going to say. You want to do other things, and speaking of which, what have you been doing?
Well, I was a stand-up comedian before I had the Tonight Show, and I was lucky enough to get that, and I was on the road at least 3 days a week when I was doing the show. So now I'm back on the road again, and I'm doing this Jay Leno's Garage on CNBC. So I'm having a lot of fun. I'm doing a show completely different than the other show. I mean, the big mistake a lot of people make is they try to do the same show over and over again.
Yeah.
A different version of it. And it doesn't work because you don't have the budget. It can't be as big. It can't be as, and then it's just the same show. And then you compete against yourself, So I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. And now I'm doing what I like to do.
Can you confirm or deny something? Because I'm a saver. Like, I like saving money.
Mm-hmm.
And I read something about you. Is it true that when you were doing the Tonight Show, you would not live on that money? You only would live on the money you earned on your comedy shows?
Yeah, I still do, actually.
Wow.
Well, something, it's just, you get lazy if you I mean, I made my living telling jokes, and that's what I did. And I always said that other money would go to charity or to other things, or I was lucky enough to make a living doing this. And that's what I like to do. So, I mean, to me, when you grow up in Massachusetts and you spend your life reading Ethan Frome and Silas Marner and all these horrible, depressing books they gave us when we were kids, you tend to have a more realistic view of the world.
But I think that's why you have this reputation of being the hardest guy in show business, hardest working guy in show business, because who works at the Tonight Show? You're the host, and you don't even live on that money. Like, that's unfathomable.
It's amazing.
Well, not really. I mean, it's pretty good. It doesn't take a lot. It's just my wife and I, and we've been in the same house. I mean, I had this house long before I had the Tonight Show, so I'm one of those guys. I like security. I like money in the bank. I don't need to go crazy.
So you are coming here to New Bedford. You're going to the Zeiterion Theatre on
Right, that's a great theater.
October 23rd. Have you been there before?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been everywhere before. It's hilarious.
It is a beautiful theater, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. It's one of the old school theaters, and that's what I really, really enjoy.
Well, like you say, here in New England, everything is older and nothing's changed, and the Z is just like that. It's like a piece of history. It's a living piece of history. It really is.
Well, me too. I'm 66, so I would be a living piece of history also. So there you go.
Hey, from the standpoint of your comedy show, your stand-up comedy act, who do you hope becomes president?
Well, anybody but Trump works for me.
From a comedy standpoint, wouldn't you love Trump to get in?
When I started doing this, it was a simpler time. Clinton was horny. Bush was stupid. It was easy.
Right.
I mean, now it's all anti-gay and anti-this, and it's such a negative, nasty campaign. I mean, I don't hear anybody talking about, what are you going to do? All you're talking about is, well, you fooled around with this many women. Well, your husband fooled around. Well, yeah, okay, can we? I mean, who brings up Rosie O'Donnell in a presidential debate? I mean, it's like, guys, what are you doing?
It is pretty pathetic.
It's a three-ring circus.
Yeah,
it really is.
I mean, neither one of them really do anything for me, but one just seems like a psychopath.
Did you catch Alec Baldwin doing Trump, though,
Yeah,
on
I
set?
thought it was really good. I thought Alec did a great
Wow,
job.
he was
Unbelievable.
Great at that.
It was really funny. He really made me laugh. He got all the nuances and all of that.
Well, hey, listen, we really appreciate you calling in. I know you're a busy guy. You got to get back to all that show business stuff.
No, thanks for taking the time, you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We've loved having you on, and we can't wait to see you at the Z when you come.
I'll see you guys there. Thanks a lot.
Christine's going to make dinner that night, so you're invited.
All
Oh,
right.
very good.
All right.
All right.
Jay Leno, everybody.
Thanks,
Go to the Zeiterion Theatre October 23rd. Tickets are still available, Zeiterion.org.